Hello and welcome. We have reached lesson 16 and I'm so delighted to be here with you this morning. So let's begin closing our eyes down. And this morning, let's enter into the heart. Let's create time and space for gratitude. So just as you sit here, right here now, just thinking of a few things for which you are truly grateful. Just feel that gratitude swell and open your heart. Allowing yourself to have a really felt sense of it. And it is from this place that we begin our day. We bow our heads now down towards our hearts. We begin this day in gratitude. We open our hearts and we surrender to love. We ask love and light to lead the way through the minutes and the hours of this new day. We welcome joy, fun, and abundant prosperity. We recognize that all encounters are wholesome and that all experiences can be met with an open heart that is anchored in the truth. That we are one, we are love, we are free. We release these words, and so we let it be. Okay, let's dive into lesson 16. I have no neutral thoughts. The idea for today is a beginning step in dispelling the belief that your thoughts have no effect. Everything you see is the result of your thoughts. There is no exception to this fact. Thoughts are not big or little, powerful or weak. They are merely true or false. Those that are true create their own likeness, and those that are false make theirs. So, we're either anchored in love or in the ego, which is false. The love is true, the ego is false. But we're always drawing one or the other to us. So just to keep that in your awareness. There is no more self-contradictory concept than that of idle thoughts. What gives rise to the perception of a whole world can hardly be called idle. Every thought you have contributes to truth or to illusion. Either it extends the truth or it multiplies illusions. You can indeed multiply nothing, but you will not extend it by doing so. So only what is true can be extended. However, in the illusion, we can continue to multiply and fortify the nothingness of the illusion. Besides you recognizing that thoughts are never idle, salvation or freedom requires that you also recognize that every thought you have brings either peace or war, either love or fear. And I know Pema Chodron, whom I've mentioned before, talks about, when you go out into the world every morning, do you want to go out there as love and bring peace with you wherever you go? Or do you want to go out there as fear and bring war with you wherever you go? So something to consider when you wake up in the mornings. Am I at peace or am I at war? A neutral result is impossible because a neutral thought is impossible. There is such a temptation to dismiss fear thoughts as unimportant, trivial, and not worth bothering about, that it is essential you recognize them all as equally destructive, but equally unreal. We will practice this idea in many forms before you really understand it. So again, don't worry if you're not getting this straight away. You're going to have ample opportunity to practice it. In applying the idea for today, search your mind for a minute or so with the eyes closed and actively seek not to overlook any little thought that may tend to elude the search. This is quite difficult until you get used to it. You will find that it's still hard for you not to make artificial distinctions. Every thought that occurs to you, regardless of the qualities you assign to it, is a suitable subject for applying today's idea. In the practice periods, first repeat the idea to yourself, and then as each one crosses your mind, hold it in awareness while you tell yourself, this thought about blank is not a neutral thought. This thought about blank again, or that thought about blank is not a neutral thought. So again, we're looking at cause and effect. We're looking at that what we're thinking and what we're saying is in a way always like a prayer. We're always speaking to the universe at all times. So starting to notice your thoughts, be conscious of your thoughts. I had a teacher once that used to say, watch your thoughts like a hawk, and that kind of drove me crazy. But just be willing to have a growing awareness of your thoughts. As usual, use today's idea whenever you are aware of a particular thought that arouses uneasiness. The following form is suggested for this purpose. This thought about blank is not a neutral thought because I have no neutral thoughts. 4 or 5 practice periods are recommended if you find them relatively effortless. If strain is experienced, 3 will be enough. The length of the exercise period should also be reduced if there is any discomfort. So let's take it into a practice now. Let's gently close our eyes down. Any thoughts that cross through your mind, this thought about my room is not a neutral thought. This thought about my father is not a neutral thought. Whatever comes into your mind. So let's gently close the eyes down and pause. When you're ready, gently opening your eyes and coming back. So, this lesson is reminding us that we have choice. We can begin to notice our thoughts, and then we can start to choose our thoughts very consciously, and we can live in the consciousness of grace. And remember that form always follows consciousness when we're looking at cause and effect. So the form that shows up is coming from your consciousness. Form follows consciousness. And if we start to realize that there is a benevolent force that is for us, that is for our good, we can start to rest a little bit more, be a little bit more at peace, and we can be the change that we want to see in the world, because ultimately what we all want is peace, and what we all want is freedom. And it starts here with this one. And, that's what we're cultivating. That's what we're working on. That's what these lessons are working towards. Again, you don't have to fully understand them. You're just allowing them to wash over you. But, your mind is now beginning to be trained in a new way and back to its original divine state before we're programmed really in a way with the programs of the world. And we're going to just let the lesson go now, as we always do, and take some quiet time for meditation. So I invite you to gently close your eyes down once more. And as you close your eyes down now, allow yourselves to settle in your seat. Allow your shoulders to relax. Allow your jaw to soften and relax. Perhaps letting your lips be slightly parted. And begin to notice your in-breath and your out-breath. And today we're going to breathe in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 4, and have no breath for a count of 4. So beginning now, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, breathing out, 2, 3, 4, and resting, 2, 3, 4, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, pausing, 2, 3, 4, and breathing out, 2, 3, 4, and resting, 2, 3, 4. And now I invite you to continue with your own count. And then letting go of watching the breath, and gently drop your chin into your chest. Open your eyes with your gaze downwards. And when you're ready, draw your gaze upwards. Have a little bit of a stretch if you need one. And I hope you have a wonderful day. From my heart to yours.